PHF liaison and personal trainer out in Salt Lake City. Today we're going to do a in-truck Fit in 15 cardio workout. So this one's going to be a little bit different than a lot of the ones that you've probably seen going forward. So a lot of them have been 3 rounds of like 4 movements and a 1-minute rest. Okay, we're going to switch that up. We're going to go 2 rounds of 7 movements with a 1-minute rest. So you're going to have generally the same amount of overall time that you're working, or that the workout is going to last, but you're going to get a little bit less rest during it. So it's going to we're going to kind of push that time that you're under stress a little bit. So I'll go over all the movements, explain how this thing will go as far as the workout, and then I'll lead you right through it and I'll use my watch and stuff to kind of keep track and everything. So first movement is going to be butt kickers. I'm going to stand up, it's going to cut off my head, who cares anyways, but you're going to be right here. I'm going to angle this down so you can kind of see what I'm doing with my feet. Okay, I'll turn to the side so you can see. So from here I'm just going to be standing and I'm just going to kick my heel up towards my butt, okay? Just gonna kind of be marching it back and forth. I don't really care about my knee coming up or anything. I want my butt, that heel, to kind of come towards my butt, okay? It's a little bit more, just kind of get that heel as high up as you can. If you can't, kick your butt, not a big deal. Then we're gonna do sumo squats. Should have just left that down. So the sumo squat is gonna look like this, guys. So you're gonna go nice and wide with these feet, okay? Just like how a sumo would get set up. And I'm going to slightly duck my toes out. If you're really tall, like I'm 5'8", so you know I've got enough room here, but if you're really tall, you might need to turn sideways. You have a little bit more room that way, but I'll show it this way. Boom, right here. Toes are going to be slightly pointed out, and I'm going to push my knees out over my toes like that, keeping a good high chest. You're going to feel a bigger stretch in like the groin area on this one, so you might get a bit of an inner thigh burn from that. So that's going to be sumo squats. That's the second movement. During the actual workout, I won't angle it down. I'll just be doing it. You'll see me bobbing up and down and that kind of thing, but I don't want to take too much time to angle things for you guys. It's kind of a pain in the butt with just a tripod. So next one's going to be dips. So again, should have left it down. So the dips are going to be right here off the edge of the bed. You got this little lip right here on this bed. I'm going to go forward. The farther your feet are away from you, the harder it will be. The closer they are to you, the easier it'll be, okay? So, and then you're just dropping down and pushing up with those hands and shoulders, and that's a dip. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think we should be good now. I think that's all the angling down I'll need to do. Next one is going to be bicycle crunches. We're going to do these off the bed, okay? I'm going to be right here off of the bed, and I'm going to just kind of bring each knee up to my chest. If you want to make it harder, you can take your hands behind your head and turn and try to touch elbows to knees. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can kind of just sit in this half sit position and bring knees up at the alternating it, kind of like how you would ride a bicycle. And then we're going to do good mornings. So the good morning right here, I'm going to hinge, push my hips back, keep it as good as flat back as possible. You're going to feel a big stretch in like the hamstrings, glutes, lower back area, just right here, just like that. Your hands, doesn't really matter where you go. I tend to just kind of put them on my ribs, kind of open my chest up, squeeze my shoulder blades together, that kind of thing. Helps with my form, but you can do whatever you want with your hands. And then the last movement is going to be hello dollies. So, hello dolly, you're going to be on your back on the bed, okay? And then your feet are going to be up off the ground about 6 inches, and you're just going nice and wide with the legs. You're going to do hip abductor and adductor muscle exercise, okay? Just like that. So, once again, I'll go over the movements. I'll just explain it real quick. You're going to go 2 rounds, 1 minute of each of the movements, okay? And then a 1-minute rest in between. So, once again, they're butt kickers, sumo squats, dips, bicycle crunches, good mornings, and those hello dollies. I'll remind you of the movements as we get into each and every single one of them, because I don't expect you to remember them. So, let me get a good old timer going, and we'll kick this thing off. Okay, starting out with the butt kickers, guys. 1 minute of butt kickers. So you're gonna see my head cut off. I'm just gonna talk at you while I do this. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Going with these butt kickers. Remember to try to kick that leg nice and high. If you're feeling any pain, then feel free to just do like a march in place as well. That'll work as well. But try to kick that butt, kind of get a little bit of a stretch in that quad area. Quad's the front of your leg. Nice and steady pace throughout this. Sorry about the camera angle. Figure you probably don't want to really see my face that much anyways. Got about 30 seconds left on this one. Gotta turn to the side. Might be able to see my, nope, I can't kick my butt. So, as you can see, if you can't kick your butt, it's fine. I can't kick my butt. I'm gonna blame it on big calves, but it's probably just weak muscles. Got about 10 to 15 seconds. Next movement is gonna be those sumo squats, guys. Start getting mentally prepared for that. Got about 3 seconds, 2, 1, and sumo squats. Nice wide stance. Duck those toes out a little bit. Push those knees out over those toes. Okay. Nice and steady pace. Again, doesn't really matter what you do with your hands. If you feel like you need to, you can put your hands on your knees and help yourself push up. You can also kind of put your hands on the chairs and help yourself with the weight if you need to. If you want, you can even just squat down to the bed if that's as low as you want to go. For some of you tall guys, that's probably enough. For me, as a pretty short dude, that's not enough for me. So I'm going to kind of scoot forward just a little bit. You know what, I'm going to scoot back because it's not so shiny on my face. So I will use the bed for this one just because then my face isn't all blurred out and stuff. We got about 15 seconds left on this one, guys. Next one's going to be those dips. So we'll be using the edge of the bed again. A couple seconds left. 2, 1, and go ahead and go into those dips. So remember, the farther your feet are away from you, so the closer they are to like the chairs up in front, the harder it'll be. The closer your feet are to your butt, the easier it'll be. So kind of pick what you need, make it challenging, but you also want to stay moving this entire time if you can. So make it challenging, but also make it doable. Nice and steady pace on these guys. Doesn't need to be super fast or anything like that. Got about 15 seconds left on these dips. Got about 5 seconds. Next one's going to be those bicycle crunches. 2, 1, and switch. Going to these bicycle crunches. So I'm just going to show you off the bed. I'll kind of put my hands down to help me brace and stay upright. And then yeah, just bringing these knees up towards your chest area. If you want it to be harder, you can put your hands behind your head, kind of turn and try to touch your elbow to your knee, just like that. But right here, you know, just making sure those legs get fully extended out in front of you at the bottom, okay? Don't just kind of do these little motions right there. Really fully get those legs extended. You're well over halfway. If you need to, you can kind of sit back a little bit farther. That makes it a little bit easier right there. Like I said, like everything else, just make it as challenging as possible while still maintaining the movement. 5 seconds left on this one. Next one is going to be those good mornings, guys. Good mornings. Go ahead and switch it up. Going into those good mornings. So a good way for this one, if you want to make sure you got the form right, put your hands right where your hips bend, like a little knife right there. And you're going to try to squeeze your hand between your thigh and your stomach. Okay, so you're not just bending forward like that. You're pushing those hips back and hinging at the hip. So you're not locking out your knees either. The knees should have I call them a soft knee. You're not bending them, but you're also not locking them out. Over halfway on this one. Big chest, big butt. That's how you're going to keep that back flat and that butt out. So butt out, chest out. Got about 10 seconds. Next one's going to be those hello dollies. 2, 1, and go. Hello dollies. So on the bed, you can sit on your hands if you want. Just right here, just like this. If you want, you can put your head down. I usually keep mine up. Kind of puts a little bit more tension on the core. halfway through this one. So if you need to take a break, just kind of put your feet down just for a few seconds and then try to get yourself back in. If you need to, you can kind of like bend the knees, maybe take some weight off a little bit, just like that. The farther your feet out, the harder it'll be. Got about 3 seconds left. And rest. All right, guys. So for this rest, we're gonna do a straddle stretch, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna get into that sumo squat stance, nice and wide feet, and then just gonna bend down and try to touch the ground. If you can't touch the ground, that's okay. Don't bend the knees or anything like that. Keep them straight. We're gonna aim on the back half of your leg to get a good stretch, maybe a little bit on the inner thigh as well. We'll hold this for about 15 more seconds. If like bending over gets you lightheaded, feel free to just sit on your chair, on your bed, put your feet out towards, like for you guys it'd be towards the camera, and then you can just kind of lean towards your toes from there, and that'll hit generally the same way. All right, guys, go ahead and take a little bit of a break. We got about 10 seconds. Get a quick sip of water. We got one more round, and then we're done. All right, in 3, 2, 1, we're going back into the butt kickers, guys. Nice, steady pace. I got one more round of everything, and then we are done for the day. Remember to try to maintain just a solid pace throughout this whole thing. Like, you don't have to go as fast as possible. What we're looking for is good, consistent movement for 15 minutes, okay? So if yours is a little bit slower, you know, maybe you're only getting 10 to 15 kicks in, but you're moving the whole time, that's okay, all right? You don't need to get like 60 butt kickers in for it to be a good workout or anything. Just moving is a good workout. Okay, we got a couple seconds. Next one's gonna be those sumo squats. Go ahead and switch over. Nice wide feet. Okay. Again, I'll just sit down on the edge of the bed. Notice that my chest stays pretty high. Like I'm not like leaning over here or anything like that. If you need to, you can kind of put your hands on your thighs, push up a little bit here and there to help you, or use the seat rests, the back headrest thing, to help pull yourself up if you need to as well. Lots of ways to stay moving. Movement is movement, guys. It's gonna help get that heart rate up. This is kind of a cardio day, so I mean, I care more about your heart rate than I do necessarily about how strict you are with like a squat. Okay, as long as your form is pretty good, you're staying safe, no pain, then I want you to move more, get that heart rate up. We got about 10 seconds on this one. Next one's gonna be those dips. About 5 seconds until we switch over. Give me a couple more squats. All right, and let's go into those dips now. Again, feet farther away is harder. Feet closer is easier. You can start out hard, move closer. You don't need to pick a spot and stick to it the entire time. You can alternate as you get tired. Like I said, want to keep you moving, guys. You're about halfway through on this one. A nice, steady pace. Keeping that up. If you need to take that break, just like this right here real quick, shake them out, and then I'm going to get right back in. See, that took about 3 seconds or so. That's how your breaks should be if you need to take a break. Got about 5 seconds on this. Next one's going to be the bicycle crunches. And go ahead and switch over. So in that half sit-up position, bringing those knees up nice and high. Like I said, you can kind of put your hands back to help you brace a little bit on that core, or you can put them behind your head. Turn, try to touch the elbow to the knee kind of thing. It's up to you, your level, make it your workout. Just challenge yourselves, guys. We're over halfway on this one, guys. Get a good leg extension up or out, and try to get that knee up as high as you can towards your chest. Got under 10 seconds. Next one's gonna be those good mornings. Couple more. All right, switching into those good mornings, guys. So pushing those hips back, butt out, chest out, good flat back. Should feel a big stretch, hamstring, glute area. If this one makes you a little bit dizzy, try not to go as low, and really just don't go quick on it, okay? Nice and steady pace. And then just try to keep that head up a little bit higher if you find makes you dizzy. Halfway through this one. We're almost there, guys. You got one more movement. We'll do a quick little stretch and we'll be done. Less than 10 seconds on this one. Next one, final one, is gonna be those hello dollies. All right, go ahead and switch to the hello dollies. This is the last movement you got for the day, guys. Nice and steady. You're halfway through this one, 30 seconds to go. Almost there, about 10 seconds left. Fight for those last few reps. And rest. All right, guys, we'll go with one more straddle stretch real quick, and then we'll be done for the day. Just kind of wide feet, bending down in between, trying to touch the ground. If you can't touch the ground, that's okay. Hold this for about another 5 or 6 seconds. And go ahead and relax. All right, guys. So that was a Fit in 15 cardio in truck workout. My name is Matt Judy. Hope to see you next time.